Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Modern Warfare In-Depth Season 2 Patch Notes. Season 2 has just dropped and I am going to cover every single thing as fast as I humanly can, and several of these topics are complex, so they'll get subsequent in-depth episodes of their own. Season 2 is a 50 gigabyte plus patch, depending on which system you download it on, and it will take a long time to download and install, so please plan ahead, and I hope that you left your systems on auto-update, because this could be a little bit. There's no Battle Royale yet, but there are some painfully obvious teasers in the new intro, such as these guys jumping out of an airplane and the way people are moving in, and also some of the characters say the gas is coming in.
Gas is closing in. We need to exfil now.
After the intro, there's now a classified section on the launch screen, so I'm feeling like this is Infinity Ward telling us that Battle Royale is coming, but they're just kind of trying to hype up the announcement, but to be honest, we don't really know what it is yet. We're going to be covering the new weapons, the new maps, and some of the damage and balance changes after we talk about today's sponsor, which is the app Moot, the group finder app that helps you find a good squad and team to play with, and that's really convenient seeing as how it appears the game is getting a battle royale. You're going to need like-minded people to play with, so let's hit the promo. This is Moot, the app, or maybe the desktop version of it. I thought it'd be a little bit easier to show it off this way before I break it out on my phone, but Moot is a new social media app dedicated exclusively to gaming. You can see I'm kind of looking through the Call of Duty stuff right now. It's available on Android and iOS, so you can install it on any device. This is my account. You see what you do is you punch in your game ID, then you go through the homepage and you can scroll and find games that you like and pin them, kind of like Pinterest, and then on your feeds, you get news about the games that you like, including memes, kind of like this one. A lot of memes, actually. There's a lot of people who share memes, but of course there are actual news articles too. But the real meat of the Moot app is that you have gaming lounges for every game, and this awesome looking for group feature where I can play, say, Apex Legends on any platform with a microphone and, only need one person, and it pulls up people looking for players to join for Apex Legends, a description of what they've got going on and how long ago. It's actually a lot of people, considering that I did this at 2 a.m. on a Monday night, so I imagine during normal hours it's much busier, and every action you take here earns you Moot coins and tickets, which you can use to enter giveaways. It's kind of like Reddit karma that you can actually spend on something useful. So I hope you guys download and install Moot the app. The link is down there in the description. You can click on it and go straight to install. It's very simple, straightforward, and free. And I think it'll be a nice thing to try, especially if you're looking for a group of like-minded people to play Call of Duty with. And we're back to in-depth. Like every season, there's a new battle pass to work through. I think almost everybody's going to be playing as the operator Ghost because he's the very first one that you unlock, and he's extremely popular. I think every lobby I went to today, every single player was Ghost, and it was kind of driving me crazy because I couldn't quite tell my enemies apart. The Battle Pass is free and consumer friendly, just like last time. I think it's a fantastic thing. There are premium tiers available that you can buy, but the base Battle Pass itself gives you most of the really important rewards, like the weapons, for free just for grinding out the game. However, the best cosmetic variants, the really cool ones in my opinion, are after level 50 or so. There's not very many cool cosmetic variants before that in this Battle Pass, which kind of stinks. And there's a lot of new silly pink and like baby blue options and stuff like Clown Town stuff in the store, and I know not all of you are fans of that, but honestly I love them. I just can't afford to buy all of these guns. 2 new weapons were added. This is going to be the most important part of In-Depth today. They added the Striker 45, which is the UMP 45 from Modern Warfare 2, and the Grau 553, which is a SIG 553 assault rifle like the real life version. The Striker unlocks at level 15 in the Battle Pass, so it is very easy to access, and the Grau unlocks at level 31 in the Battle Pass, so it's still relatively easy to access. It's not that hard to get to, and I still think that these are consumer friendly because you do get both of them for free just for grinding out the game, but since I'm a loser, I paid $30 to get them today. The Grau has a lot of unique barrel attachments. It's got a lot of interesting things that you can do with it. It also had several unique grips to test out, some different stuff that we haven't seen in Modern Warfare before. I don't know what it will do exactly, but we'll find out when its own in-depth rolls around, and it seems to be the better of the 2 weapons. I think the Grau is quite a nice weapon. It also seems to generally be geared toward a fast reaction time PDW style rifle and less of a long-range rifle. The Striker 45, in my opinion, even though that's the gameplay I've got today, is a bit more awkward, at least in my early testing. Maybe it needs specific attachments and specific stuff, but I kind of struggled with it when it comes to kitting it out. It does have a unique 2-round burst magazine. You get like it deals more damage and less recoil and more range and all this stuff, but it's 2-round burst and you only get 12 rounds in the mag, which is a really unusual thing for a submachine gun. I tested it out in private match. It can't two-shot kill to the body, but it can two-shot headshot, making it currently the only SMG that I'm aware of that can two-shot headshot. So we will see where it goes with the Striker 45, but I don't think a lot of you are going to like this gun as much as you think you are. One thing that I'm personally excited about is that Akimbo is back on every single pistol. Each pistol has a different challenge to unlock, all relating around the gun perks, and Akimbo shows up as a gun perk on the pistols. They're all pretty easy to do. It's all like get 3 kills across 5 rounds with FMJ or sleight of hand, and just kind of encouraging you to use gun perks or just to use pistols instead of overkill in general. And Akimbo seems to work just fine with SNAPSHOT too on the Magnums. It works with the Deagle. It seems to be compatible with just about everything. I haven't found any incompatibilities yet. I don't know if it's going to be strong or weak, but it's back and it's fun, and I guess a Gun Sanity episode on probably the double big irons is on the way. There have been perk rebalances in Modern Warfare, ones that the community has long since asked for. The number one, the one that you're going to be most interested in, is that Overkill and Kill Chain perks have swapped tiers. The reason for this is that you can no longer run Ghost and Overkill and be a guy who stays off the radar with a suppressed shotgun and a suppressed rifle and just be like this ultimate stealth troll. They have also changed the hacking ability from EOD and moved it to Spotter, which I think is a good ability. And they made double time recharge tactical sprint twice as fast, so double time became significantly more useful. Quick Fix and Tune Up are both faster, slightly different ways. Quick Fix will begin regenerating health almost immediately after a kill, so it's much more useful. Tune Up just got a 12% increase. Point Man now gets you more points in general, and according to the patches anyway, more points for objective play. There's some sort of bonus or multiplier, so if you're actually capping flags and doing things, that helps. And it also gives you points for shooting down score streaks toward your streaks, which is quite nice. This makes Point Man, or score streak in general, a much more viable alternative in modes like Ground War. And finally, Battle Hardened now grants resistance. It's actually immunity to the snapshot grenades. As long as you're running Battle Hardened, the gas grenades won't bother you nearly as much as anybody else, and your player won't cough when they enter the gas as well. So this is another one of those perk changes that the community has been asking for a long time. It's long overdue, and I'm very glad that we got it. Unlike the last patch, the RAM 7 50-round magazine is actually 50 rounds now instead of 45. That finally got fixed. I know it was a small thing, but, it's done now. The SA-87 got a rework because it really was probably the worst gun in the game, one of the most difficult ones to use, and what it got was a damage increase and a recoil decrease. The new damages are 51 to the head and 43 to the head at long range. The chest, or upper chest, that's, pecs and up, is 40 to 34, the torso is 37 to 31, and the limbs is 34 to 29. If you want to see how the old weapons stacked up to that, you can go watch the previous in-depth episode, but essentially it's one less shot to kill at every single range, so the SA-87 is going to kill faster and be a much more competitive light machine gun now. It also kicks a little bit less. That's something of a subjective thing. It's something that's a little bit difficult to measure because I don't have past data, but it does appear to kick less. The other maps not called Rust that you haven't seen yet, Atlas Superstore and Bonyard, the Ground War map, are in the patch, but they don't appear to be in playlists yet. I tried many times to get a match and I just could not get either of them to load up. I've got some B-roll footage here I can show you from Activision, but I assume they're going to roll out later. This is pretty normal with Call of Duty patches. They'll actually do the update and then they'll do the playlist update a couple hours later, so I'm sure that you'll find them relatively soon and we'll all get an opportunity to play. Kind of a shame because those are the two I wanted to play the most. There are 4 new playlists, or 4 important new playlists. There is a CDL playlist, which is competitive. This is the closest thing we're going to get to ranked mode. There's Realism Ground War, which is literally realism mode, but in Ground War now, and I don't really think I like it very much. I found it kind of frustrating to play. Also, all of my Ground War maps are loading slower for some reason, and I'm not entirely sure why. There's I Have Rust Issues, which is just Rust 24/7, and Gunfight Snipers 3v3, which I think is a good choice. I mean, people love doing like sniper 1v1s and 2v2s and stuff, so that is a fantastic choice for this. And more playlists like maybe, hopefully, Battle Royale are coming later this year. And the last thing that I have to add that is in-depth and not opinion is that Grovnik Farmland has returned to Ground War, but with a lot less 2-story buildings for you to camp in. They redid some of the buildings so that you don't have like these little god windows. They fixed some of the exploits and the map is back, which is good because I kind of enjoyed it. And I wanted to offer a little bit of opinion here at the very end of this in-depth episode, which is that I don't think I like the new Rust. The new Rust seems a little bit smaller than the old Rust, And also, the spawns are really, really bad. It plays oddly. It plays... maybe I'm just bad at it. Maybe I need to kind of adapt and get good or whatever. But what really bothered me was seeing shipment-level spawns on Rust. I would spawn literally into bullets or looking into somebody and killing them instantly far too many times for a map that size. I don't know if it's just that Rust really isn't made for 6v6 or something, but I found it kind of frustrating. It's beautiful, it's, you know, nostalgic and reminiscent, and it's still got those old power positions and stuff, but I really don't like spawning 2 feet from an enemy or spawning into bullets and grenades. That's not particularly fun, so I didn't have a good time with that. Guys, that is all for this Season 2 patch notes video. There will be subsequent in-depth videos about the new weapons and maybe some new balances and stealth changes and whatever else that we eventually unearth with this patch, but I've got the big things here for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, check out Moot, make me look like a good sponsor, and don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.